welcome back to BHookedCrochet.com. I'm your host Brittany. This video is going to be a part of the product review series, and we're going to talk about the Clover Pom Pom Makers. Clover Pom Pom Makers come in a total of 6 different sizes. They're sold in sets of 2. The large set includes a 2.5 inch and a 3 3/8 inch pom pom maker, and that retails for around $7 depending on which retailer you're purchasing from. The small set also includes 2 pom pom makers, one that is a 1 3/8 inch and the other that is a 1 5/8 inch, and this one retails for around $6.50. The extra small set includes a 3/4 inch and a 1 inch pom pom maker. Now I have to admit, I was a hard sell when it comes to buying a pom pom maker, and that's because I've been making them by hand for as long as I can remember. But there was one downfall to making them by hand, and that was I was always afraid that they were going to fall apart, especially if I were gifting these. I would hate for a pom-pom to come apart, because if that's ever happened to you, you know what an incredible mess that becomes. The Clover Pom Pom Makers are a rather small investment in comparison to some of the other tools that crocheters and knitters use. But the way I see it, it's totally worth it. I have a peace of mind knowing that these poms are more secure and that they're just better looking. I can't honestly say that I made a pom-pom this good using just my hands. The other cool thing about it is that you can make different size and they're going to be consistent every single time. One of the things that I had problems with was, say I crocheted a hat and I wanted to have 2 pom-poms on either side. And what I found was it was almost impossible for me to make 2 pom-poms that were exactly the same size. And so that's no longer an issue for me anymore. Let's do a quick demo of how the Clover Pom Makers work. Now, straight out of the box, you get something that looks like this. It's a rather light piece of plastic that you can open up on either side. You've got 2 little arms that come out here, and then 2 arms that come out on this side. And then these 2 pieces also come apart. To get started, you'll simply want to just grab your ball of yarn, and I like to hold the pom maker in my non-dominant hand here, and I just grab a hold of that tail with my fingers behind the pom maker. And it doesn't matter which side you start from, and you just want to start wrapping it around these 2 arms. Now you want to be careful, make sure that you get it in between these little groove edges right there. You don't want it coming out. Okay, once you've wrapped many times around these arms, you want to make sure that your last wrap ends up on the side away from the pom-pom maker. And you want to make sure that you really fill this up, okay? So there was quite a bit of a curve, if you remember, and now that curve is almost gone. So this is practically full, and that's very important, and I actually learned that the hard way. Once you get as many wraps as you think you'll need, you'll just close that, and then you'll open up the second arm, and your yarn is just right there ready to go, and then you'll just keep wrapping now this side. Okay, and once you've got it fully wrapped on that other arm, then we can just close it. And you could go ahead and trim off your yarn. I actually ran out. So we'll just lay that tail end aside. Now we just need to take a nice sharp pair of scissors, and if you look here, we've got a little scissor guide. So you just insert your scissors in that groove and start cutting. And flip it over and trim the other side. Once you get that fully trimmed up, you'll want to cut another piece of yarn that's about 8 or 10 inches long. I'm going to be using a different color for demonstrational purposes. And you just want to place this new yarn into that groove. And you want to push it all the way down until you can't see it anymore. Then we'll just flip the palm maker over. And we're just going to tie a double knot. So again, we want to pull it tight enough that we can't see it. And then tie a knot one more time. And now we can just open up this arm and open up the other arm. And now we'll simply pull the two pieces apart and our pom-pom emerges. So there's going to be a little bit of trimming that you'll have to do afterwards, but it's not too bad. It's actually much better than making a regular pom-pom. Just doing it by hand. You have to do a lot of trimming and it gets very messy then. But really, you just trim up a couple little areas and there you've got just a perfect little pom-pom. This includes our product review and demo of the Clover Pom Pom Makers. On behalf of B.HookedCrochet.com, I'm your host Brittany. Stay tuned for more free patterns and video tutorials for crochet at B.HookedCrochet.com.